Germany's defeat in World War I, compounded by the harsh terms of the Treaty of Versailles, created widespread discontent. The treaty imposed heavy reparations, territorial losses, and military restrictions, which many Germans, including Hitler, found humiliating. Amid this chaos, Hitler was employed by the German army to monitor political groups. It was during this assignment in 1919 that he attended a meeting of the German Workers' Party, DAP, a small nationalist and anti-Semitic organization. Impressed by his oratory skills, the party's leaders invited him to join. Hitler quickly rose to prominence within the DAP, which he rebranded as the National Socialist German Workers' Party, NSDAP, or Nazi Party. He developed its ideology, combining extreme nationalism, anti-communism, and virulent anti-Semitism. The party's emblem, the swastika, became a powerful symbol of its identity. By 1921, Hitler had become the undisputed leader of the Nazi Party, earning the title Führer. His charismatic speeches drew large crowds, and he used propaganda to galvanize support, blaming Jews and communists for Germany's woes. In 1923, inspired by Benito Mussolini's March on Rome, Hitler attempted to overthrow the Bavarian government in the beer hall putsch. The coup failed, and Hitler was arrested. During his trial, he used the platform to publicize his views, gaining national attention. Sentenced to 5 years in prison, he served only 9 months, during which he wrote Mein Kampf, My Struggle. The book outlined his vision for Germany, including his plans for territorial expansion and racial purity. After his release from prison, Hitler focused on reorganizing the Nazi Party. He realized that seizing power through violence was unlikely to succeed and instead pursued a legal path. The global economic crisis caused by the Great Depression provided an opportunity. Germany's unemployment and poverty created fertile ground for his message. The Nazis gained support by promising to restore Germany's greatness, rebuild the economy, and overturn the Treaty of Versailles. By 1930, they had become the second largest party in the Reichstag. In 1933, political maneuvering and backroom deals led to Hitler's appointment as Chancellor of Germany. Within months, he moved to consolidate power. The Reichstag fire provided a pretext for the Reichstag Fire Decree, which suspended civil liberties and allowed the regime to suppress opposition. The Enabling Act, passed later that year, granted Hitler dictatorial powers. By 1934, he had eliminated rivals within the Nazi Party during the Night of the Long Knives and merged the presidency with the chancellorship upon President Hindenburg's death. Hitler was now the Führer of Germany. At the heart of Nazi ideology was the belief in the racial superiority of the Aryan race. Hitler envisioned a society purged of Jews, Romani people, Slavs, and others he deemed inferior. The Nuremberg Laws of 1935 institutionalized racial discrimination, stripping Jews of citizenship and prohibiting intermarriage between Jews and non-Jews. Hitler's policies initially appeared to improve Germany's economy. Public works projects, including the construction of the Autobahn, reduced unemployment. Militarization provided further economic stimulus. However, these gains were unsustainable and relied on aggressive territorial expansion. The Nazi regime employed a police state to silence dissent. The Gestapo, SS, and concentration camps ensured compliance. Propaganda, controlled by Joseph Goebbels, glorified Hitler as Germany's savior and spread anti-Semitic messages. Adolf Hitler's aggressive foreign policy, rooted in the concept of Lebensraum, living space, aimed to expand German territory and dominate Europe. His actions plunged the world into the most devastating conflict in history. Hitler's early moves included the reoccupation of the Rhineland, 1936, and the annexation of Austria, Anschluss, in 1938. The Munich Agreement later that year allowed Germany to annex the Sudetenland from Czechoslovakia, a move seen as appeasement by Britain and France. In 1939, Germany violated the agreement by occupying the rest of Czechoslovakia. The Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, a non-aggression treaty between Germany and the Soviet Union, secretly divided Eastern Europe into spheres of influence. This agreement paved the way for Germany's invasion of Poland on September 1, 1939, triggering World War II as Britain and France declared war. Germany's strategy of blitzkrieg, lightning war, proved highly effective. Rapid mechanized attacks, supported by air power, overwhelmed Poland, Denmark, Norway, Belgium, the Netherlands, and France between 1939 and 1940. By mid-1940, much of Western Europe was under Nazi control. Despite these victories, Hitler's plan to invade Britain, Operation Sea Lion, failed due to the Royal Air Force's resistance during the Battle of Britain. Hitler shifted focus to the Eastern Front. In June 1941, Germany launched Operation Barbarossa, a massive invasion of the Soviet Union. Initially, the Wehrmacht made significant gains, but the campaign stalled as it approached Moscow. The harsh Russian winter and fierce Soviet resistance, including the Battle of Stalingrad, 1942 to 1943, marked a turning point. Germany suffered devastating losses, and the Red Army began to push westward. In December 1941, Germany declared war on the United States following the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor.